Hey guys, how's it going? And happy Friday. I hope y'all are doing good. I thought I'd switch it up a little bit tonight and do an ammo unboxing. Does that sound like fun? We've done those before here on live streams, and it's been a little while. Actually, I've been looking forward to doing this with all of you for a little bit here. So, hey, don't say I don't ever sacrifice for you all. I've had both of these in boxes, one of them probably for close to a month now, and the other one for at least 2 weeks. But I thought, hey, there's something about opening stuff live, and we'll do it all together. But before we do, I want to thank all of you for the many ways you help support the channel. Thank you for all of my YouTube channel members, which I see some of you in here right now, and I appreciate all of your continued support. Also, thank you for anyone who leaves super chats, which I will read tonight. And if we get 5 super chats within the first hour, after we're done looking at this ammo, I will open it up to Q&A as a little perk within the chat. Also, thank you to all of you who support on Patreon, as well as Locals, which is a different site, censorship-free, and Myriad Social, which is not only censorship-free, but uncensorable. You can check out the links to those, plus some other cool sites and stuff down there in the description, including X and Local sister site, which rhymes with Fumble. We have to watch out for the ghost of Susan WikiWiki. I know she's not the CEO anymore, but we still, you know what I mean. We still have to pay tribute because I think it's her ghost is still watching this channel very, very closely. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new here. Welcome. And for those of you who have been here for a long time, I appreciate seeing all of you. And also shout out to the replay crew. A lot of you guys watch on replay. And if you guys want to throw me a tip, there is a super thanks, which you can do down there after the stream is over. So I'm going to go real quick here and talk about a couple just quick Michigan updates, but the focus of this stream is mainly going to be on unboxing and opening some ammo. Also, if you look down there in the description, you're going to see right at the top, and if you're watching on replay, it's going to be in the pinned comment. It's going to say the Locals post. There is a companion post on Locals with more information about this ammo, because some of you, when I show it here, are going to be like, I wonder where I can or how much and all these different things. We're doing that over there. So if you want to know more information, check it out. And you definitely want to check that post out because I'm going to show you some pretty cool stuff. Some stuff that you don't even see every day. Like I'm going to see some of this for the first time too. There's some ammo in here that's a little bit common and it's like totally awesome, including some very uncommon ammo that you just don't see much. It might take you years to find some of this, actually. So Michigan, I was in Lansing, Michigan. If you guys have been paying attention, it used to be called the YouTube community page. Now they just changed it to posts, but it's on my YouTube page, and it's where you can post pictures and write a brief description. So Women for Gun Rights had an event at the Michigan Capitol this past Tuesday. I went. It was an excellent event. It was awesome to see people there, and I wish there would have been more people there. Right, Jane Locke? I saw Jane there. Jane and I were hanging out all day. I saw her before, during, and after the event. But there were people there, and it was awesome. I also did a video. This is where I want you guys to stay tuned and just put a little mental note. In fact, it's going to be in your YouTube feed here, probably late tonight after the stream or tomorrow. I sat down and did like a 40-minute video with the Michigan House of Representatives floor leader, Brian Posthumus. First time I've done a video with him. We knew who each other was, and you're going to see that in the video, but really just got to know each other. And I know some of you like longer, like podcast type format. So this guy is in leadership. He's very pro Second Amendment. And we literally just sat there and talked about the 2A, what's going on in Michigan, but just the Second Amendment in general. And we just talked like two guys would for nearly 40 minutes. So I'm going to put that up as a premiere, I think, for this Sunday evening, afternoon, somewhere in there. You'll see it pop up in your feed. And a premiere is like a video where I won't be live, but it's like a live, meaning there'll be a live chat, and I will be in the chat with you guys. So I think you'll really like this video, and I hope it offers some encouragement. And I don't know about you guys, but it's like you'll see these politicians where they just do like an interview, like, representative, how are you going to vote on this? What are you going to do? And then they just get on there like they're campaigning for their next election. And you guys have seen that all over the country in Washington, D.C. And you even see it a ton like on the state level. That's literally not what this was. So it's just literally just sitting down, two guys talking about the two-way. And these are the conversations I have literally like all the time with people. And I thought it'd be good just to sit and record it. We had no script whatsoever. And I actually included a little bit of a B-roll in the beginning of this video. It's going to be a premiere here on YouTube this Sunday. So just make sure you're checking the feed here. You'll see it. Notifications turned on, whatever. But you'll see right in the beginning where there's like literally no script. I'm like, I'm not even going to cut this. Like right before we started the video, I'm like, all right, man, are you ready? We're just going to like talk about the 2A in Michigan. And he's like, yeah, let's go for it. So it was a good day. Also, we talked to quite a few representatives. Jane and I did. I'm sure she's chiming in the chat. You can ask her all about it. There's a lot more of you guys than me, but I am going to try to read as many chats as I can. And I do watch them all on replay, just so you all know. But yeah, man, we talked to like, all in all, like dozens of them, quite frankly. The Senate was not in session, but we'll go up there and talk to senators again soon. But talked to quite a few reps, including like some in-depth conversations where we're actually talking about how to make a change, how to get stuff done, how to reverse all of this tyranny of the Democrats, and how to get things moving forward. I want to emphasize to all of you one thing, and you're going to hear the floor leader say this in the video that I'm going to be premiering this Sunday. And it's a good video, guys. I'm being serious. I think you'll really, really like it a lot. So I want all of you to join me in the live chat when that premiere pops up. He's like, if there's enough of you calling enough reps, this is what we can do. And the more of you that call, the more bargaining power we have to push this stuff through. And I want you all to remember that. A couple things I'm looking forward to in Michigan, and we're going to get to this ammo in just a minute. I just wanted to brief all of you because I know a lot of you live in Michigan and a lot of you don't live in Michigan. Shout out to all of you everywhere. I'm trying to offer you guys a little blueprint, offer you guys encouragement. If you live in Michigan, obviously, but even if you don't, what you can do on your state level and what you can do in your hometown. Just two normal people. Like in this case, it was me and my friend Jane Locke that went up to Lansing, and we walked around all day, and what the ladies and men that were both there to support women for gun rights were doing, and just all of these things. I want to inspire all of you. And look, we have to get involved. We're supposed to have a government that operates at the consent of the governed. So a couple of real quick things I wanted to throw down. So, of course, spent time with my favorite representative, Jamie Thompson. I posted a picture on the post page. Community page sounded better, didn't it? The post page, you know what I'm saying, on YouTube. I think it's called Post or Post. They change the name of it every day. It reminds me of these Democrats. Wait a minute. YouTube, Google, the Alphabet Corporation, Democrats. I think I just repeated myself. None of these people can even spell their own name, but I think it's called Post now, and it's on my YouTube page here. So you guys saw the picture of me and Jane and Jamie Thompson, and I think it was my friend Harry Grimley. Harry might be watching on replay. He's a regular of the channel, though, and he's like, man, like I'm paraphrasing, but he's like, phew. This guy's lucky to get to hang out with two lovely ladies like that. Yeah, I agree. Because they're Second Amendment supporters. The fact that they're good looking, hey, why not? But they're Second Amendment supporters, and that's actually the most important part. And here's the crazy thing, just so you guys know, the good looking women are liking women for gun rights and are pro Second Amendment. You look at those moms demand action, right, Harry? There he is. There's Harry in the chat. See, look, these moms demand action. These are the tyrannical gun control moms. They're demanding action for a reason. So this stuff all is not a coincidence, trust me. The smartest people, the nicest people, the best looking people, these are people who love the Constitution, who love the Second Amendment. And don't believe me? Go to some of these events. Go to one of the events where they're anti-gun and look at these people. You're like, where'd they come from? Where'd they crawl out of? You're just kind of like, ooh. And you like feel like you need a shower just like walking by them. Now, look, I've been underneath my 7.3 Power Stroke doing a dipstick tube flange. It's a Power Stroke diesel thing. Shout out to all the mechanics out there. Covered in oil, covered in whatever. Dude, I love that. I'm a country boy. I like working on stuff. I'm a landscaper. dude, that's like totally cool. Like I've literally like been on the farm shoveling crap. That was like one of my first jobs. Fine with all of it. When I walk by some of these anti-gunners, I literally need to take a shower. Okay, you guys know what I'm talking about? Like Xanti just said in the chat, I got no action for them. So hang out with good people. These are smart people. These are the nice people. These are the good-looking people, and you'll meet a lot of good friends if you just get involved in the Second Amendment, both here in Michigan and everywhere else. Now, we talked about a couple things. Repealing some of the gun control. Yeah, the governor won't sign anything, but we still need to push the ball forward with the House having the majority. We focused on that a lot when we were there Tuesday. A lot. With good reception from many, many representatives, by the way. I was talking to, by the way, I saw someone say Youper. Shout out to all my Youper viewers. It's called the UP in Michigan, or simply the Youp if you live there, right? And I was walking from the Capitol building to the Anderson House Office building with one of your representatives. His name's Dave Preston. Does anyone have Representative Preston representing you up in the UP? Talking to him, man, that dude's hardcore on the Second Amendment. You guys are in good hands with the 2A with him up there. Make sure you're pushing the ball, though, because he's not happy with any of the gun bans. He's not happy with the Anderson House Office building rule. He's not happy with any of it. So I just wanted to give the Youpers a quick shout out, because I was walking with him and I'm like, see, there's like over 100 representatives, and new ones come and then these old ones go, and they have 2-year terms. But I never really met the guy before, and I don't know him well, but I do like him. So shout out to the UP, and we've talked about some of your other reps like Markkinen, and there's some good ones up there. I also talked to a guy named Matt Maddock. Anyone familiar? He's from Milford and surrounding areas here in southeastern Michigan. He is the appropriations vice chair. That's where defunding comes into play. Okay, defunding. I literally had a couple of very productive conversations with the Appropriations Committee Vice Chair, Matt Maddock, and let's see if we can encourage him and the chair, Ann Bolin, Representative Ann Bolin, right? And Representative Matt Maddock to not fund any of this stuff that needs funding. So we talked about funding, which was an awesome thing. Also, you can see my newest post on YouTube here was with Representative Jason Wolford. Now, some of you guys that were at my 2A EDU hangout in the fall of 2023 remember Jason. He was not a representative. He wasn't running for office at that time, but he did come to hang out with us to shoot guns and support the Second Amendment. So I just wanted to vouch for him. I know him like outside of politics, and this is a very pro Second Amendment guy. And I'm really looking forward to him. He's all fired up for the 2A. Also, another young lady named Riley Linting. Now, if you guys go back, see, this goes to show you work on this stuff for a while and you start to get to know some of these people. Some of them you don't really want to know, but some of them it is good to know, because as much as most politicians are like, ugh, that's why people are like 2A EDU, run for office. No, thanks. Go to Washington, D.C. No, never. But here and there you find good ones. There was a young lady that was the head of the Michigan Republicans, the young Republicans named Riley Linting. And her and I took a picture together and posted it on YouTube a couple years ago. Well, she's now a state representative. She beat Jamie Churches, which was like one of the most radical, like insane anti-Second Amendment and just anti-everything person. She beat her. I spent quite a bit of time talking in her office and down at the reception at the Women for Gun Rights meeting that we had, the hangout there. She's really fired up. I'm just giving you guys these stories just so you understand these are real people. Your calls matter. Your letters matter. Going to meet them actually literally matters. So she's like, come in and see my office. Because we've known each other for a couple of years, and she's a really nice, I would say girl, but young lady now, you know? And we go in there, and I mean that as a compliment if you're watching, Riley, you know? I'm like, man, I've known this girl a couple of years now. She's a state rep. So she's like, here, come see my office. So we go in to see her office right there. She's got a Gun Owners of America pink hat sitting right there on the shelf next to her desk. And oh, yeah. So she's ready to go. That was very encouraging. There's another lady that's a freshman, and her name's Jennifer Wirtz, W-O-R-T-Z. Do you guys know her? I don't know that a lot of people do, because when Representative Andrew Fink decided not to run for re-election in the House so he could run for the Michigan Supreme Court And unfortunately, he did lose that race, and the Michigan Supreme Court did go more radically left. She ran for that position, and she won. Didn't know much about the lady, but I briefly introduced myself to her on opening day. She was having a reception or a little party, whatever you want to call it, in her office. It was her very first day on the job. So we went back and talked to her Tuesday, 30-40 minute conversation. Dude, she's fired up and just like a regular person. So I want to give you guys some encouragement and talk about some of the reps I talked to. And for the 20 other reps I talked to, we'll talk about you guys later, but I'm just trying to give you guys some encouragement, okay? Like Jan will tell you, this lady was she's brand new. You don't know, but we started talking about it, and this is not a normal politician. She hasn't been in politics. Just the way she was talking, look, trust but verify with every one of these. I'm very strict when it comes to this, but I'm very optimistic about her. And when you can just sit and talk to somebody in their office, just like regular people, and they're willing to spend a half hour talking about an issue like the Second Amendment, that's usually a good sign, wouldn't you say? So anyways, to recap, I'm going to put a premiere up. It's like a live stream, meaning there's going to be a live chat. You guys will have notice. I'm going to post it late tonight, maybe early in the morning. My computer's really slow, and I have to finish rendering the video after doing my editing. I'm done with the editing. I just need to render, upload to YouTube. And I will schedule that for sometime in the afternoon, early evening on YouTube here, so you can hear me and the majority floor leader, Brian Posthumus, just talking, just two guys talking about the Second Amendment and kind of how stuff works in Lansing, but a lot of cool stuff. And I think it was a really good conversation. All right. I am going to get into this ammo now. Somebody's going to come in and leave a message after the fact and be like, where's the ammo? We're 16 minutes in. No, this is a live stream. It's a live stream. We're hanging out. Wanted to talk to you guys about a couple things. And I do want to do a couple thank yous before we get into the ammo. And Fun to Learn just became a YouTube member. Well, thank you for renewing your membership. And I appreciate the support, man. Nice to see you. Kent just became a YouTube member. Well, thank you. I appreciate the support, and good to see you as well. These guys have both been supporters a long time. Sometimes your membership expires, and thank you for both of you for coming in and re-upping tonight. I appreciate it. Denny's plant-based journey. Wow, look at this guy. Wow, what's happening, Denny? Nice to see you. Member for 47 months. That's a long time, dude. Thank you. He says next month will be 4 years as a member. Let's go. Wow, man, time flies, doesn't it? But I appreciate you and all the long-time viewers of the channel that are still here hanging out, and the support does help, guys. I'm as grassroots as it gets. Jane Locke can tell you how that works. So thank you for all of you who help make some of these ventures possible. Richard Denny coming in with a super chat. Thank you, Richard. He says 2A EDU rocks. Wow. Well, thank you, man. He says keep on keeping on, brother. Dude, I'm trying to be optimistic right now about stuff. Look, there's still lots of problems out there. There really are. Look, I'll give you guys the good, I'll give you guys the bad, but man, I'm trying to have as much optimism as I possibly can. Well, trust me, I'm totally a realist. We still have a long way to go, and there's still lots of issues with the Second Amendment. Oh, literally tens of thousands of them in this country, because if we even had one gun control law, it would be completely and utterly unconstitutional. And, well, as Marbury v. Madison said, 1803 Supreme Court case. All laws that are repugnant to the Constitution are void. There's the Supreme Court precedent. The law of the land says shall not be infringed, yet here we are. So don't think for 1 minute that I'm trying to be ignorant or overly blissful, but look, you can't just always just sit there and be like, how long of a walk can I take off of? How short of a pier? There is times for doom and gloom, but I'm trying to be optimistic, and I hope that with encouragement from you guys and enough of us getting together, hopefully we can have something to be happy about. And it's important to be happy about things sometimes. So I had a pretty good day in Lansing on Tuesday. And with that came some optimism and lots of hard work to do. All right. Well, what's happening, Red? Nice to see you, man. How you doing? What's happening, Dale? Yeah, nice to see all of you guys. Yeah, Gort, that is who that is, I believe. That's the Motor City Madman and Jane's pick. Remember, we had to have Pillbox Bunker. I said, I'm grabbing the ammo, guys. I said, Pillbox Bunker, can you authenticate that that's the real Jane Locke? And he did. You always got to make sure it's the real one. Sometimes there's a copycat. All right. So I bought some ammo. You guys want to look at it? Do any of you like ammunition out there? Now, this one here. Ooh, this is FedEx. Now, it's FedEx. It's UPS. They go back and forth. Then there's the USPS. They won't ship ammo, but my 2 OEM Ford fuel lines have been lost in transit for about 10 days. Here's the moral of the story. All these shipping services suck. You know what I'm saying? But this is a moderate FedEx special. There's a little ding here. Now, I don't know what this is. It's like chalky and it's gray, but somehow this is all over the box. See this? It kind of looks like paint at first, but then it kind of looks like it's like chalk. So we're going to have to see. This is always half the fun when you open your ammo, right? You're like, this is the UPS special. This is the FedEx special. And they normally drop kick and punt and throw your ammo as hard as they can to try to completely ruin all of your hard-earned money. Because this is like hundreds of dollars in these 2 boxes. Yeah, I know. 2 fairly small boxes is hundreds of dollars, right? But hey, let's see what happens here. Let's see what it looks like. And we are going to get into this box right here. I am going to open it for you together. It's still all taped up nicely. Man, I'm going to have this stuff all over my pants. Jeez, oh, Pete, I'm wearing my nicest work clothes just for all of you today. And now we're going to get them all ruined by whatever the heck is on this box. Like, who even does that? That's literally how it showed up. Does anybody have boxes show up where they're like covered in finger paint? I don't know. All right. Well, we got her opened up, and I'm not going to hold this all day. Now it's super light for a guy like me, but for the average person, this would be heavy. It probably weighs quite a bit. It weighs only a few 100 pounds, but you know what I mean. Forgot to mention how much stronger Second Amendment people are, too. Dale says, work for them 10 years, nothing's changed. Dude, you guys should see me right now. I literally have this chalky, it's like this gray paint, and it's all over my pants, and it's all over my lap. That's why we do it live, to give you guys some entertainment. Now, if you want to know more about this stuff in the next box, which I got from another place, go check out my locals post, which I pinned that post right there in the pinned comment. If you're watching on replay, if it's live, check out the description. It's in there right now, because we cannot promote these types of sites. Listen here, YouTube. Shout out to all the YouTube employees who are watching the stream tonight. I hope you do enjoy the show, as I know you always do. We're not promoting, so there you go. Can't promote. Ugh. All right. What do you guys think? 9mm or 5.56? Let's look at some 9mm. I just saw somebody say 9mm out of the corner of my eye. 9mm is kind of an obscure round. Not a lot of people have heard of it. But I got 3 boxes of this Wolf 9mm. And this is kind of a newer offering, like newer-ish. And I've never had this before. See, Buddy's podcast said 9mm. There you go. I was reading your mind, Buddy. See, I said somebody said 9mm. See, we're on the same wavelength here. Wolf Performance Ammunition, 9mm Luger, 124 grain, brass jacket, brass plated steel case. So brass jacketed bullet, and this is a brass plated steel case. I wonder if that is going to mean that this is something like, does anyone remember the old Golden Bear? So with Russian ammo is banned from import. by the former vice president. Remember, we used to call him the current former vice president Biden. Now by the former vice president Joe Biden. Banned all the ammo and everything else from Russia that hadn't already been banned by the previous two administrations. So this is probably not from Russia. It is made in Turkey. Now, there used to be a Russia in the Bear series. Does anyone remember it? There we go. This is your classic ochre sand, made in Turkey. This is the Turkey spelling. Sometimes they spell it Turkiye. Don't even ask, but hey. So, there used to be the Golden Bear. It was a brass-plated steel case. Then there was the Silver Bear. It was a zinc-plated steel case. And then there was the Brown Bear, which was kind of a brownish lacquer-coated steel case. Some of you might remember. They did all different calibers, but a lot of 7.62 by 39 shooters probably remember that stuff, right? So let's take a look at this stuff. Now, this is very economical. For more information, check out that locals post. It's pinned right at the top. So we're looking at 50 rounds of what appears when you first look at it is just brass case ammo. Now this is a brass plated steel case, but it's a brass jacketed projectile. So let's test that real quick. And with all due respect, I would say, I'm responding to one of the chats here, I would say no, Turkish ammo is not trash. You guys can have a lively debate if you want right now in the chat, but hey, look, maybe you got a junk offering at a certain point. Maybe it gave you a bad taste in your mouth, but I've shot enough Turkish ammo brought in by different companies to say that from my experience, and I'm talking lots of experience with it, that's just not true. Okay. Now, I don't know anybody that lives in Turkey. I don't keep track of all their foreign policies. Some people just like the country. Some people don't. Like, whatever. I couldn't care less. All I really care about at this point is America. But when you've had stuff banned, it does limit your options. And lots of hurdles put on the manufacturers here. And I did buy this from an American company. So, yeah. Everybody has their own opinion, but I just, I can't agree that Turkish ammo is trash, as I just saw in the chat. This is a powerful little magnet here. And the case does attract the magnet. So we do indeed have a steel case as advertised. But really, at the end of the day, that's actually cool with me. First of all, it's a little bit cheaper. Second of all, I don't reload, okay? And even if you are a reloader, that's cool, but how many people, and some people might, so let me know, how many people are actually reloading cheap, full metal jacket, plinking 9mm ammo? And there might be some, but not tons of money to be saved doing that, so I wouldn't value an empty piece of, if this was brass, 9mm nearly as much as I would 4570 brass, or 338 Lapua Magnum, or 300 Win Mag, or even 308, or any of these, right? I actually like that they're steel because they're magnetic and they're real easy to pick up with a magnet off the ground. The other thing, too, that can give steel case a bad rap is back in the day, you're talking about, like, corrosion and things like that. Sure, that can happen, actually. I've literally had rounds that have, like, turned to complete crap. In fact, I don't know if I have it still here, but for years, I purposely kept a rusted out round that had fallen down on the floor just to show you guys like how bad it can really get. This is brass plated, so probably going to stand up to moisture about as good as regular brass ammo would. Also, the lubricity of that brass plating, I'm probably going to feed about the same. So, yeah, I've been kind of a fan of the zinc or nickel plated premium steel case. So I thought I'd try some of the brass premium steel case. And the bullet itself, this is called the jacketing material. I've watched ammo made before at AAC. That's America's Ammunition Company. Big fan of them. And as this video progresses, we're going to show you some AAC ammo. And yes, I did just get a question. In my opinion, AAC ammo, I like it a lot. It's been good to go for me. But yeah, I've watched them make this where they have like ribbons of the jacketing material. And it's not that the jacket really goes around the lead for the bullet as much as it kind of gets swaged into the jacket. Does that make sense? On the production level, it's like a really, really fast process, but they'll have spools like of jacketing material. And as it's like forming and shaping the jacket, they're schmooing and mating the lead that's underneath the projectile into the jacket. So non-magnetic jacket projectile, and you guys can see, by the way, some people get so offended, man, but you can see, like, I literally tried to clean up before this stream. You can see the black dirt under my nails. Now let me digress for half a second and we'll go through this more ammo. I will literally get full-grown men being like, oh my gosh, look at this guy. When he showed the ammo, we saw dirt under his nails. It's like, dude, like, I don't swing that way. I'm not here to pick up dudes, and I'm not here to pick up chicks either. Happily married, so I don't know, man. I guess there's a lot of people in the gun community who have never seen a guy with dirt on his hands or dirt under his nails or who works for a living. So 99% of you are laughing along with me. But for the one guy out there that's not going to be able to, they can't help themselves. Yeah, get a hold of your representatives and try to do something that matters instead of looking at my nails. But I've received thousands of comments over the years, different gun reviews and stuff. This guy has calluses on his hands. He has dirt under his nails. It's like, yeah, right? So 3 boxes of this. What do you guys think? I'm excited about it for 2 reasons. I like to collect ammo. Well, if I had more money, I would collect more of the ammo itself. But at the very least, I like to collect empty ammo boxes. So after I fire this stuff, I'll save my nicest box. This one has a little crinkle in it, but so far this ammo looks like it's in good shape, despite all the paint on the outer packaging. But I'll save my nicest looking box, and I have a whole shelf over there dedicated to empty ammo boxes. And yeah, I like to collect. Look, I like to collect full ones, right? But then when you don't have enough money to keep them full and you want to shoot, then you wind up collecting empty ammo boxes. Does anybody like that? So there we go. 3 boxes of the Wolf. And that Wolf's just cool. I like it how the Russian ammo and the Wolf always would go into the animals. There's just something about it. I like animals. A lot of them are good eating too. Even though I don't think I'd eat a wolf. Would you? There's just something about eating a dog that doesn't sound quite right. Even a wild one. All right. I'm going to go with 9mm again. I'm going to show you guys exactly the contents of this box. Let's switch it up. Switch companies, switch countries. This is made in the USA. This is your Federal Premium Law Enforcement box. And this is the Federal HST Tactical 124 grain 9mm Luger plus P. This has been one of my go-to carry ammos for a long time. And when I say a long time, like if it hasn't been 15 years, it's been a dozen years. I've been using sometimes the 147 grain, but in many cases, this exact ammo. This is not in all instances. There are different reasons for different things, but pretty much if someone said, what's your carry ammo? I would say this. And I do have it loaded into pistols right now as we speak. Now, again, for more information, check out that locals post because normally you'll buy this in a little plastic clamshell box. It'll contain 20 rounds. That'll cost you at most of your LGS more than what this whole 50 count box was. This is 50 rounds. It's 2.5 times the quantity of ammo as you get in a little retail clamshell box. Because again, this is the law enforcement packaging, okay? And I'm not joking. Don't believe me? Check out the locals post for more information. This is more economical than what the 20 count is at your LGS. Like literally. Don't believe me? Go look. I promise I'm not lying, okay? So here we go. We have a little nicer tray. Now, this costs a decent amount more than what that brass-plated Wolf did, but not what you'd think, like way less than what you're used to. So we can see this is a brass case, nickel-plated. And this is unboxing and review for whoever's just now watching. It's so shiny, the camera's having a hard time focusing. We have a copper jacketed hollow point. And the hollow point on the HST is very nice, guys. Like literally, when you look at this picture here, and you're shooting into a fluidic medium, you know, the body is almost all water, essentially. An animal, if you're shooting empty water jugs, milk jugs, or actual living fluidic medium things, it pretty much expands like this every time. It really does. Now, if you're shooting through glass or metal, that can deform or change any hollow point. However, it's still a reasonable round through both sheet metal, glass. Now, you guys can chime in what your favorite load is for sheet metal, glass, whatever. But look at that picture, how beautiful it is. You pretty much get, in my opinion, now everyone has their favorites, and probably if one of you have a favorite other than this, it's probably something I really like too, okay? And I don't own any stock in Federal, don't know anyone there. I'm just telling you why I've been carrying it for so long. First of all, it's good ammo as far as the stuff generally. When you click it, bang, click, bang, click, bang, right? Also, the consistent expansion. It just flowers out into that nice flower. Don't believe me, go buy some of this stuff and shoot it into some empty water jugs. And it's going to look almost just like this picture that you're looking at pretty much about every time. It's nice to have consistency. You know what you've got. You know what it's going to do. No situation's ever going to be the same. So you can't necessarily just plan for everything in all instances. But you hope what you got with you will work. And I just like the expansion and the power. This is plus P ammo, and it gets it out of there in a hurry and gets it where it needs to go even faster. We can see there's some blue primer sealant. That is a sign of high quality ammo. Anytime you see the primer sealant, I like primer sealant for the primer, and in some cases the neck. The sealed neck is more of a rifle round thing. But I like that for two reasons. A, if it's an EDC, I guess I'll say three reasons. Or B, if it's something where if SHTF and you had to hit a battlefield. Or C, long-term storage, because this helps keep any moisture out of your primer. Look, your primer gets wet, you're done. You get oil in a primer, it's permanently done. I don't care what anyone tells you. Don't oil your ammo. I'm being serious. Don't put oil on your ammo. There's people that'll tell you to do that. Don't do it. Not a good idea. I'm trying to help you all when I say this. But once you get oil in a primer, it's done. There's no way to unscrew it up. There's no way to correct it. The round's garbage, and you can throw it away. If you reload, you might be able to pull the component bullet and deprime it or whatever. But sealed primer, nice. You're carrying this EDC. Who knows what's your gun or your ammo or your magazine or whatever is going to be subject to. So that's nice to see on there. Now, this is going to look like it's steel case at first. In fact, I'm going to show you a little teaser, some MagTech polished premium steel case, and the cases are almost going to look identical. But this is indeed a brass case. Okay, no attraction to the magnet there. This is a premium option. It's supposed to make it a little more corrosion resistant. It's also highly polished to allow feeding both within the magazine body itself up into the feed ramp of most likely your pistol or your 9mm rifle. It's supposed to aid in feeding and add a little bit of inherent lubricity. And I mean lubricity meaning it's low drag, a very shiny, smooth. And if you guys have ever touched this type of ammo, you know what I'm talking about. Very shiny and smooth. Don't conflate that with lubing it like putting oil on it, because, man, I don't even know who did it, but there's like apparently some pretty fancy YouTubers out there, some real big channels that have actually told people to lube their ammo before. And man, oh man, I actually know who some of them are. I'm just not going to say it because my purpose isn't to turn people on other YouTubers. All the concealed carry insurance people are doing a good enough job doing that already right now. And by the way, I don't care for either of those companies for 2A absolutist purist reasons, but I digress. Look, this provides nice natural lubricity, and this is a premium product. Don't let oil anywhere near your ammo. And I say that because I consider a lot of you guys friends, and I like you guys. Want to save you some money. What's happening, JJ Rainey? Nice to see you, man. G23. Wow, there's some nice people in the chat tonight. Lucky Dog. There's Mateo. Mateo will probably chime in a minute about oil and the ammo. If he hasn't yet, ask Mateo about oil and ammo. He'll have a little bit of a story. If anyone wants to know, he'll tell you what he thinks of it. But does anybody like this stuff? Has anyone heard of it? If not, I highly suggest for more info on all of this, check out that locals community. And I know there's someone there shaking your head, but this is why this is a good stream for us all to do together. This 50 count law enforcement packaging, it doesn't mean you have to be in law enforcement. I'm not in law enforcement and never will be. Notice that I'm like, I'm not a politician, never will be. Law enforcement, never will be. I'm just not much of a government man. However, law enforcement's carrying stuff that they need to get the job done. A lot of them do carry this ammo. No, this is how it's packaged. This is a law enforcement packaging. This is the same identical ammo you're going to get at your LGS or wherever. But I promise you, this box is less, at least if you know me it is, because more information in that locals post. I'll just leave it at that. This is less than those 20 count boxes is. Now, let's see here. What's happening, Ross? Ross 77? How you doing, man? There's Pillbox Bunker. There he is. Okay, Denny. Yeah, Denny knows what's up. See, a lot of you guys that hang out on my locals community know all about this because we've talked about this before. And yeah, it's good stuff. Denny says, yep, purchase a lot of it. It's great stuff, and I'll keep buying it. Denny knows the source for it. Denny actually has the same source for it than I do, right? What's up, Eric Johnson? How you doing? Nice. Dale has a box of 500. Now, keep in mind, I just bought boxes of a lot of this stuff. If you check out that locals post, you'll see cases and all that. And if you got enough lead in your pencil, it just gets cheaper the bigger bulk that you can buy. I don't know if Vince Metzger's in the chat tonight, but he's a regular. If you are, what's happening, Vince? Ask Vince about how cheap it is to buy bulk ammo, because this is a guy that's literally loading his mags every night for a competition or practice the next day. Geez, if you just go by the chats, Vince has probably shot through. Is it pallet loads, or should we quantify it in? Or should we quantify it in like semi-truck loads? But yeah, you guys know the more bulk you buy, the better. The better the price per round. Eric Johnson says, I was issued that by my department. Good round. Heck yeah, man. And you'll have your gold dots, and there's other things that are also tried and true. When I say like this is my favorite and it's good stuff, I just got done explaining, I hope, very thoroughly why, but it's not the only good one, right? But many, many, many law enforcement officers across the board, whether it's feds, whether it's your sheriffs, your county sheriffs, your local police, many, many, many cops have bought this, and that's why they do have that 50 count law enforcement package. You obviously don't have to be in law enforcement to buy it. Normally it's in a little clamshell, though. That's why I really love these 50 count boxes. What's up, Mike McClune? Diesel Mike. Some people know him as. I was talking about that Power Stroke, Mike. There's dirt. That's why there's still the. Actually, this dirt under my nails is actually Black RTV silicone. When it dries, the old Permatex Ultra Black, it's a little hard to get out, but that's okay. I like how it looks. All right. Now, here's the thing. I see Mateo's in the chat. We still got about 10 more things to show all of you. I said something earlier about if you got enough lead in your pencil. What do you think, Mateo? What do you think, Mateo? Do they have enough for this? Look, hold on. Just real quick. Do they have? Ooh, Mateo said not yet. Okay, we're going to show you this stuff in a minute. What I just showed you a preview of, and trust me, there's 5 boxes of that. It ain't for the faint of heart. So once it gets a little bit later, put away your women, put away your little boys and girls. We're going to get to a man's round in a few minutes here. But in the meantime, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the women and children out there, but not so much. Sometimes it's like you got to put your women and children away, put them up safe. Now this is guy talk. You know what I mean? Right, Bill Campers? What's happening, Bill? But no, we'll get to that one that I showed just a little bit. Right, Mateo? I mean, it's got a little pop in it. But I want to give a shout out to the 5.56 guys. Especially guys that run 5.56 AKs. You know what I mean? To me, when I think 5.56, what rifle comes to mind first when you guys think of 5.56 or 2.23? Me, it's a debate. Is it my PSA AKM 101? 5.56? Or is it my Yugo M85 underfolder? Or is it my Zastava M90 AK? Or is it my Polish Beryl 5.56 AK? So when I think of 5.56, I think obviously the AK. I mean, that's what I think of first when I think of this round, as I'm sure most people do. But let me know down in the chat. It's just which AK is what pops in my head first. This is the Turan. This is the M193 type. It's a 55 grain. Goes pretty fast. And more information on this as well in the locals post that's in the description in the pinned comment. But this is a thing that this is also going to be made in Turkey, okay? And I wish the guy that said all Turkish ammo sucks would have hung around and talked. Like, if you're still watching, dude, like I wasn't trying to run you off. I just want to give people my honest opinion. And look, nothing's all one thing anywhere. There's been lots of like terrible US manufacturers too in the past, to be fair, and in Turkey and elsewhere. But this is made in your Turkey. Now, this isn't Turkey like what you have for dinner in late November. This is your Turkey. See? Look at this. This is your Turkey. Turkiye. See? So we switch it up a little bit. What's up with none of these people knowing how to spell or pronounce their own name? I try to be polite. It was funny when I was doing the video with the floor leader, Brian Posthumus. We get to a certain point. I'm giving you guys teasers. That video is going to be premiered on this channel on Sunday. Good video. I hope to see a ton of you in the chat so we can just talk and hang out together. But at a certain point, we got to Lori Pohutsky. Right, Jane? Has anyone heard of her? And I'm like, the former speaker pro tem. I'm like, some people call her, they call her many things. But we'll be family friendly. Some people even call her Lori Pohutsky. But it's funny. You guys will see that in the video when I say that. Look, I'm with a representative. I'm with a floor leader. They're like 2AE to you. You need to be more professional is what some people tell me. No, dude, they're just regular people. I'm just going to be me. And I think that's why me and the floor leader had a great conversation. Because coming to find out, he's kind of like a pretty cool dude himself. But a couple of things I like about this stuff. First of all, it's got camo on the box. Okay. Which is awesome. Like, I just like, well, okay. I said this earlier. I like to have an ammo collection. Now, I'd like to have full ammo boxes, as wouldn't we all, right? But anyways, I can't really afford that so much. So I like to collect the ammo boxes. And this will display very nicely. It's just a really sharp looking box. I mean, just on the box alone, I'm already very happy with my purchase. Now, there's one more thing that I like about this. Ooh, hold on a minute. Get ready for all of you tactical people. Look at this. This is military spec. This is your mil spec, boys. Look at them chevrons on the side. You know this means business. This literally proves it. Now, Azerbaijan makes the best ammo. Oh, yeah, Gort. If you know, you know. Right, Gort? I saw that winky. That's one of if you know, you know. But look at this stuff. Military spec. Wow. Dude, I'm literally going to be able to operate operationally within my workspace within minutes. Just by owning this ammo. I feel so tactical right now, don't I? I mean, I've often had people tell me, like, dude, you just look high speed, low drag. Oh, yeah. Trying to get that power stroke back on the road again. She drives good till about 55, 60 miles an hour on the freeway. Then it guzzles gas. But other than that, I'm high speed, low drag. But look at this. Military spec. Velocity, 3166 foot per second. Energy. It's got your 1660 joules. 1,660 joules of energy. Now, here's the cool thing about it. And I really do like the box. Like, all of that was, like, super sincere. this will display very well in the collection after I shoot it. But this is a 30 count box. And guess what? That's your standard capacity for America's rifle, the Armalite rifle. But actually, also for the rifle that I think of when I think of this round first, and that'd be the 5.56 Kalash. You know what I mean? 30 rounds. Why do they package them in 20? Now, for YouTube, we have our 20 round magazines. Okay. 20 round magazines, YouTube. Shout out to all the YouTube employees watching the stream. But yeah, like, I've only seen a couple companies out there, and they all happen to be from Turkey that put them in a 30 round box. I don't know. I'm not going to go vouch for this stuff and say it's the best ammo ever. Don't even know a whole lot about it. I've shot one box through it, and it was fine. This is my second box of it I've ever bought. The HST, yeah, I'll vouch for that. Some of the stuff that I've shot before here, I'll vouch for that. I'm excited about that Wolf Gold. I've never shot it yet. We're just doing an unboxing and looking at it together. But generally speaking, Turkish ammo has been pretty good to go. We will see. But the 30 count box is a cool idea, because that's like one box for a mag, right? Yeah. Lyle Smith. Yeah, I don't know much about this ammo, but I wouldn't recommend. I mean, I guess, I don't know. Not me. I wouldn't use this for hunting or self-defense, though. I will show you guys some 5.56 that I would use for hunting and self-defense in a little bit. And then trust me, I'm not saying this is not capable for self-defense or that the 55 grain M193 isn't. I ain't going to use either. I ain't going to use either for self-defense. I'm just being honest with you guys. But I will show you a choice among others. But when we get later on into this unboxing, I will show you, in my opinion, a good self-defense 5.56 round. Or hunting round, right? Jeremy Wilson, you're late. Ooh, he's late, guys. I guess we'll let him hang out tonight. What's happening, Jeremy? Ryan M says, Wolf Gold's worth every penny. Good, man. I'm kind of excited about it. I've never shot it before, but I want to, and I will soon. Now I'm going to show you guys some rare ammo you do not see much. But before I do, I want to thank the generous sponsors of tonight's channel, which the current sponsor and all of you who have been supporting. G23, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it, man. He said, what's up with PSA not shipping mags to free states or being a stand-up company and shipped to restricted states? Oregon is free. I don't know about that, actually. I know they have like a whole department of lawyers that keep track of all the different laws. I don't know about that. I really don't. I don't know if I'd go as far as to say they're not a stand-up company, but I don't know. I don't know about those specifics. I have seen, okay, where PSA will put boldly right on the top of their site, we are now shipping to California. We're now shipping to Washington. And then they'll say, due to a current court ruling, we can or we can't. I have seen that with different states in the past. Sorry, I can't give you an exact answer to that, though. I don't work there, you know. So, yeah. I can see where you're frustrated, though, if that's the case. I'm just guessing there's some type of either restriction, and you're saying if there's not, if there's no gun control laws regarding magazines in Oregon, I don't know, man. A G23 with another generous super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. He says, let the wife and daughter get coffee and hot chocolate. Well, thanks for the $20, and I will do that. And I did last time, and certain times you guys will kind of specify, hey, man, treat the two lovely ladies to a little coffee, hot chocolate. And I tell them, I'm like, look, man, this was from G23 or Denny Wilson or whoever's done that. So thanks, man. I appreciate it. Now, let's switch her up a little bit. And let's go to, yeah, I've shot a good amount of the Turan before. Some people like it, some people don't. I don't know. As far as some of the YouTubers, dude, some people are like totally honest. They really are. Some people like aren't at all, actually. Maybe it's because they're not sponsored by Turan and they have their sponsor's the competitor. I don't know. I'm not really too big into YouTubers myself, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of YouTubers generally, but some of them are all right. Okay, now this is some weird stuff here. Okay, let's see what we've got. Weird, but it's interesting. Okay. I have 4 boxes of shotgun shells sitting here. These are the S&B. The way we pronounce it in America is Cellier and Balat. I know it's not pronounced that way, but this Cellier and Balat. This is rubber ball shotgun shells. I've got 2 types here. And I bought 2 boxes of each because I do not see this stuff available much. And if I do, it's from a novelty type site, whatever. But this is like real deal stuff. And for what this is, remember, Mateo, we were talking about this. This stuff was like an absolute bargain. For more information, it's still available right now. Check out that post in my locals. Pinned comment if you're watching later. Right now, it's in the description. So these are special shotgun shells. Okay. And I saw that, Joe Morris. We have a 1 ball load. It's your classic 17.5 millimeter. Wow, that sounds pretty big, doesn't it? All those best millimeter guys out there. Best millimeter, 10 millimeter. Go play with the kids. This is your 17.5 millimeter. You know what I mean? Did you guys see that 2011 10 mil I posted on Locals earlier? Wow. So I got 2 boxes of this. We'll take a look at it in 1 second. And also, this stuff's like super, super lightweight. A 2 ball load. Okay? 2 ball load. Now this is your 15. Hold on a minute. This is your 15 millimeter. Now, not out of the barrel of a shotgun, okay? Point in a safe direction, all rules of gun safety. But typically speaking, if you're trying to impress the old lady or get some new little ones running around or whatever you're looking to do, most of the time, from what I've noticed, usually the ladies prefer the 2 ball load, if you know what I mean. They like the 2 ball load the most. But, hey, some are fine with the 1 ball load too, and it works, I guess. You know what I mean? So we got your 2 ball and your 1 ball load. Now, this stuff weighs like almost nothing. Have you guys ever heard of this ammo? Usually, like, I'm not joking. You literally can't find this stuff like at all. I mean, I know where to find it right now. And if you can follow simple instructions, you can find it too, because I literally told you how to find it. Okay. So it's cool. It has a clear hull. All right, so we're looking at a... There's our brass. It's not the lowest brass I've ever seen, but I certainly wouldn't call it full high brass. Kind of an intermediate brass. You know what I mean? Mateo will tell you. Mateo's a Marine. I'll ask all the veterans in the chat. Do they like the 2 ball load? Look, this is very family friendly. We're doing an ammo review right now. Do they like the 2 ball load? Or, I mean, you never know nowadays. Do they like the 1 ball load? I'm just asking. Non-veterans can answer too, but all the Marines out there, I already know the answer from you guys. Jeez, oh Pete. Do I have to ask? But no, in all seriousness, this is 17.5 millimeters, and you can literally see the rubber ball right in here. Again, consult an attorney or whatever. I don't know the legalities of using this in self-defense. No clue. I bought it for educational and entertainment purposes only. But this literally has one big, huge rubber ball in there. You can see that there's a disc that's crimped around the edges, plugging it off. And yeah, look at how long the wadding is in here. See the shotgun wad? So we've got the wad, the 2 balls and the wad in the shotgun shell. And then, of course, you can see the Cellier and Balat. I'd stamp there. This thing literally feels like you could almost like throw it through the ceiling. You know what I mean? So yeah, if you want to blow your wad all in one ball, this would be a good choice. $25 shells in here, by the way. Is anyone curious about this stuff at all? I think it's pretty cool stuff. What gets me a bit nervous is, could you imagine shooting like a steel target with this ball and it's like boing, boing, that? So proceed with caution. I don't know. All right. Now this feels quite a bit heavier, actually. And does it list the feet per second? I think it does. Yeah, here's a whole chart here. Here's the 2. Uh-huh. Can you guys read that? Oop, it causes cancer and reproductive harm in the state of California. Which I don't even know how it does that, actually, because this is, I don't think there's any lead in this. Yeah, there's not really so much English written on here. Now, I know S&B is Czechoslovakia. Is it made there? Yep, here we go. Made in Czech Republic. And there is some English on here, but not too much English. All right. See what I mean? Does anybody speak Czech? Let's check these out. This could bounce all over the place, buddy. I don't know, man. All right. Now we can see the 2. Now these are white balls. 2 white balls is probably better than 1 black ball, in my opinion. And this stuff is rated for a little bit higher velocity. And it costs a little more, but not much. They're very competitively. So you can have your choice of 1 black ball or 2 white rubber balls. .15 millimeter. Can you guys see that in there? You can kind of see a little partition where you've got 1, 2, and then your wad. Yeah. Pull the trigger, bang, 1 ball, 2 balls, then you blow the wad. Blow your balls and your wad both in one shot. Does anyone like this ammo, though? Or think it's cool or interesting? Or Jane prefers the 2 white balls version, for example. Like I said, I give you guys advice on a lot of stuff on here. And all of it's true. You can be assured of that. Ooh, this thing almost just fell out. Wow. I thought this stuff was going to be the belle of the ball tonight. I know some of you guys are bringing up good points, like Richard Denny. No, but I think in all seriousness, this is what cops use in like for riot control and stuff, right? Prison control. Prison control. I believe they'll carry stuff like that. Maybe we have some. Where did this come from? Like, this stuff's multiplying. You start off with 1, and now you've got more. For some reason, I can't get this back in the box, even though I swear I just took it out of the box. And now the box is, like, completely full. This is very strange. I'm being serious. Something must have kind of... We'll figure it out later. But, yeah, 25 shells. I took this out to show you. This is the single black ball. And yeah, man, like now the box is 100% full, like pretty much right to the top with 1 missing, but it probably just has to do with one of the little rims, you know, rims on the brass there catching up, right? Too many balls, Mr. C said. Yeah, well. Ooh, Bill Alexander coming in hot. See, you got to watch these guys in the Marine Corps. They're kind of spicy, which is good though. I like that. Special shotgun shell. Okay, Eric, you're in law enforcement, it sounds like. We use beanbag rounds. Yeah, and I have heard of the beanbag rounds as well. I think this falls somewhere along that line, though, right? Pest control, vermin control. In all seriousness, though, I'm just an interested type of person. I'm very eclectic. I like all kinds of different things. And I'm like, man, like you never see this stuff for sale anywhere. And when you do, it's like super outrageous. Like, but this was not bad at all. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to get like 2 boxes of each just so I can fool around with some of it and then just kind of have it because I like it, if that makes any sense. But in all seriousness, probably like pest control is probably the most probably the most popular thing you use it for at home. You know, a lot of you like to just dispatch varmint and kill them outright, which that's probably what I would do too typically. But maybe, you know, I don't know, the coyotes coming in trying to get your chickens and you just want to herd it enough where it runs away and then comes back and eats them the next night. I don't know. But I could see this being used to maybe repel varmint. And this would fall under what they call less than lethal. Although still, this is real ammo and it should be treated as such. Yeah, Kamobi, new self-defense load philosophy, 2-ball buckshot, 2-ball buckshot. Some people out there might say they want this as their warning shot. Look, I'm not a lawyer, not giving you guys any legal advice. A lot of people say warning shots are a terrible idea, both legally and tactically. So I'm not giving that advice. I'm just saying maybe somebody out there would look at it like that. But I wouldn't. All right. You guys are talking about some ammo. Yeah, I knew you guys would like these 1 balls and 2 balls shells. 2-ball loads is what we'll call them. Now this next stuff, and then we're going to get into another box that I picked up somewhere else. By the way, if you guys haven't liked yet, go ahead and give it a like. Some people saw one person just gave it a thumbs down because they said, man, we wanted the 3-ball load. I don't have the 3-ball load. You know what I mean? But hey, it's all good. Can you believe it? All right, let's get this next column out of here because this is where I blew the old money load the most on this box. This little pile here accounts for a decent portion of the cost of this box of ammo. And this is a round that I really like, actually. Some of you do, some of you don't. But yeah, I kind of bought them shotgun rounds just because, again, it was a curiosity. You can't usually find them, and I just kind of want to see what they'll do. And I just wanted them. Now, this is something that I do like. It used to be a very famous law enforcement load. Not as much as it used to be, but still carried by some departments. And this is your federal 9mm. It's the 9BPLE, jacketed hollow point, 115 grain plus P plus. Now, this stuff's fast. This is hotter than a firecracker on the 4th of July. Also available in these 50 count boxes. And typically, actually kind of hard to find nowadays. But you're friends with me, so if you want to know where to find it, you already should know what to do by now. If you want to look at it later. Just going to put some of these down here. It says to store in a cool, dry environment. See? And this is made in the USA. Fabrique as tossed Unis. So it's made in the USA, and then they start speaking some foreign language that I have no idea what it is. Like Belgian, French? I mean, I have no idea. Now, this comes in a white box. Typically not sold at retail stores. Actually, like probably never sold at retail stores, generally speaking. You might find it somewhere here and there. But I know where to get this stuff, and Here we go. Paul in Annette says, good stuff. Yeah, this stuff packs a punch. And I like to shoot it when testing firearms, breaking them in especially. If it'll handle the plus P plus, well, it'll probably handle pedestrian stuff like just mere plus P. Now, this box is in worse condition, so this will just get shot and thrown away. And I might keep some of this stuff back, too, if you know what I mean. Back for good measure. I wish it showed the ballistics data on here so I could give you guys the foot per second, but this is fast. And one more thing. Again, I'm just showing you this for educational and review purposes, not promoting it, not even suggesting it. This ain't for everybody. First of all, I know where to get it like super cheap for what it is, but it still costs quite a bit more than FMJ. Second of all, this is plus P plus. Some firearms say do not use plus P ammo in your gun. Read your manual, consult your manufacturer. You're responsible for your own safety. I'm not suggesting you use this stuff at all, just so you know that. Some will say you can use occasional plus P. Other manufacturers will say, no, this is a plus P rated firearm. Very few firearms will actually tell you in the manual that they're okay with you using plus P plus. I'm just saying. You may void your warranty. It may or may not be safe, depending on the firearm, depending on many things. I use my judgment, and I'm very comfortable shooting this in a good number of firearms, but that's my personal decision. And I know a lot of people are like super by the book, and if you're by the book, probably the books for 99% of your guns out there are going to tell you that you can't do this, okay? So, and keep in mind, guys, in the chat, I have another post on locals with more information. We're just not going to be, we can't promote ammo companies on here, the places that actually sell this stuff. It's how YouTube works. So I'm not going to promote it, and we can't promote it in the chat either, not because of me. Like, you guys watch my locals live streams, I tell you exactly where I get this. Go over to locals, and you'll see exactly where I get this, just so you guys know what I'm talking about there. Now, I am going to show you this in 1 second here. So don't take offense, Ryan M. I just had to, because YouTube's got this new thing now where we're responsible as a channel for what goes on in our chat. So, anyways, yeah, Gort just brought up a good point. There is no Sammy spec for plus P plus. No, we're good, Ryan. I just wanted to tell you why, because it's not my rules. It's like, here we are, you know what I mean? But good to see all of you. And this is where we hang out, because there's no Sammy spec, but this is made by Federal. This is a real ammunition company. I found this stuff to be pretty darn consistent, okay, throughout the different batches of it and boxes of it. And again, this is at your own risk, but I do like it. Now, this is going to look very similar to a lot of the characteristics of that HST. We've got a nickel-plated brass case. We have a copper-jacketed hollow point. And we're also going to see that same blue primer sealant. So this is marketed and made as like a premium type ammo, service duty type ammo. Again, whether it's the best ammo, whether it's what you carry or not, that's up to you. And in fact, for EDC stuff, I carry the HST almost all the time, as I told you earlier, this stuff that I just showed about a half hour ago, okay? However, I keep this back for other reasons. I like to test guns with it. I like to take certain ones with a little bit longer magazines. And maybe if, it ain't going to happen, but if the old boot scootin' boogie, you guys know that song? You know what I mean? If that ever kicked off, the boot scootin' boogie, I might have a little bit of this stuff loaded up. Dance, as they say, right? Now, this has a much different hollow point. Much different profile than the HST. So do not conflate, but they are made by the same brands. And we will see this will not attract a magnet. What's up, Major Payne? EV3 Dale. So no magnet here. And no magnet there. But yeah, some of you that are new to the channel or new to guns, welcome. Did you even know there is a such ammo as plus P plus? And there kind of is and there kind of isn't, right? At the end of the day, because the the SAMI, and that's an acronym. I can't even remember what the acronym stands for right now. And I should know, and I do know. I just can't think of it right now. I'm being honest with you. But that's the company that like puts in specifications. Like SAMI spec is like 35,000 plus or minus a certain percentage for standard pressure, 9mm. Then if you're about 10% or so, there's no hard lines with any of this. It's all like there's always little variances plus and minus, right? But then your plus P or your NATO pressure is like add 10%. They don't have a spec for plus P plus. So in one respect, you could say, well, it doesn't exist because there's no SAMI spec. And you wouldn't be wrong from a certain aspect, but clearly it does exist because I have it right here. And this is one of the very few mainstream companies that make it. Underwood makes a plus P plus. And they're more of a big, small company, if you will. Meaning I wouldn't call them boutique. They're a lot bigger and higher production than that, but they're certainly not on the levels of a Federal or Czechoslovak group. This is owned by a Czech company, just like S&B is owned by another Czech company. So this is made in America, but owned by a businessman from the Czech Republic, as we've reported on this channel quite a bit. That's the problem, guys. It's like America. And look, shout out to all of you in Minnesota that make this stuff. Like, there is still like a lot of America to this, but it only to a certain point. And then it's actually not, because this is not owned by an American company anymore. The whole Vista Outdoors. Now, it's made in America, but owned. You guys followed that, right? I've done the videos on this channel anyways. This is owned by a Czech. As well as most of our ammo at this point is owned by the Czechs, even in the United States. If you want to know where I get this stuff, check out my locals post. You should be able to view the post without even signing up, but you can sign up free, and I do a bonus weekly live stream over there as well. Does anybody like this stuff? I think I saw a couple of you said so. And there might be another company that might be selling production plus P plus, but for the most part, not really. Not too much of a thing. Which pews are not rated for plus P plus? Richard Denny asks. Virtually all of them are probably not plus P plus on paper. Now some are, but most of them probably aren't. Dolly Madison's dad, what's up? Says, looking for a good self-defense round for my Beretta APX-A1. Well, I talked about the HST earlier in this stream tonight, especially if you know where to get these 50-count law enforcement boxes. That's about the only way I could ever even dream of affording them. Paul Bennett, what's happening, Paul? Did anyone hear what Trump said about copper and how he wants to put tariffs on it? No, I haven't actually. Am I surprised? No. Now, tariffs could be a good thing if we're going to be making more copper here and mining it and processing it. But we could see prices going up on a lot of this stuff for different reasons. It is a commodity. All of these are made of commodities. Wow. Wow, Major Pain. That shows you always have to be carrying. Yeah, man. Tragedy. Okay. Some of these may or may not exceed the Buffalo Bore. Okay. Underwood. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it just depends what you're shooting and for what purposes, right? Yeah, druggie broke in the house, and people get hurt up for money sometimes. Yeah. So that's the Federal BPLE plus P plus, and I did pick up 5 boxes of it. Why? This stuff kind of comes and goes. It'll be available for a while, and then sometimes you don't see it for a long time. Now I'm going to show you one more, and there's more information about this in the locals post, and then I'm going to get into opening this other box. This is not a brand new unboxing. I've talked about this on Locals a lot, but I wanted just to talk about it here. For more information, check out the Locals post. This is another awesome premium steel case offering that I have lots of familiarity with. This is your Magtech. Magtech is a Brazilian company, and this is made in Brazil. All right. This is a premium steel case product, and I'm going to show you what I mean. This looks like the same nickel plating as what was on those two premium Federal products. And it feels and looks actually like identical. But just like that brass plated steel case I showed you earlier, same thing. This is a magnetic case. It is steel. It just has a super nice, super slick finish on it. And I do have some watermelon ammo, meaning it was stored by a watermelon that exploded on me, that I'm letting finish seasoning over there. And then we're going to get out there and test all that ammo. And I literally have a full box of this that got exposed to an exploded rotten watermelon. And I'm just letting it all just kind of, now the watermelon's long gone, okay? And I kind of rinsed it off and set it aside. But I'm letting this stuff season a little bit more way in the back. And then we'll get that out and test it. But so I will literally show you how this finish holds up to like a crazy environment. Like when you literally have fruit, like a watermelon, anyone had one explode on you? When they start to ferment a little bit, they build up pressure and just poof. It's almost like a grenade going off. It's kind of scary. But yeah, like fermented fruit juice, that's pretty acidic. But yeah, this is really nice stuff. And I'm talking like 199er per case. For more information, check out that Locals post. And yeah, I need to get more of that for sure. I just didn't have enough money and I wanted to buy a little variety. So that's what's in that. And I really like this ammo for plinking a lot. I've watched it shot at an all-day machine gun event where guys were shooting it out of like SMGs, just little full auto, just pistols. Yeah, submachine guns, other guns, just blasting and ripping that stuff like crazy. Again, your results may vary. Always test a new type of ammo in your gun to see if it likes it before you buy the farm. But generally speaking, for my purposes and most people I've seen, and I literally watched like probably a pallet worth of this stuff shot over a 2-day event in Georgia this October. And yeah, man, like seemed like it was just as good as anything else, right? All right, I got one more box here. And then we are going to probably jump off. Not a lot of people watching tonight. Usually when there's some kind of terrible bad news and there's a bunch of panic and warning, gun control is passing right now in the middle of the night. Probably have 10 times the people at once watching. But hopefully you guys that are watching enjoy it. It's just weird, man. Every time you try to do something fun on the internet or on YouTube, it's just, I don't know, man. People are like, oh, I don't want to watch that. There's nothing to panic about. And it sucks, man, that people only want to be panicked and fear-mongered, and I don't fear-monger ever. There is some stuff we need to panic about, but, man, you try to have fun, and no one wants to have fun anymore. They only want to watch some of these clowns that show the Supreme Court on fire and all of their avatars, and the Supreme Court's on fire, and Clarence Thomas has the glaring red eyes, and in a 5-4 Supreme Court decision, it says in every one of their video titles, even though the Supreme Court like rules on the Second Amendment maybe once a year at the most, but every video in a recent 5-4 Supreme Court decision, the end of the world's over. And this one cat's like touching his mouth and all of his thumbnails. It's a weird place, man. The internet's getting weird. If it wasn't for the Second Amendment fight that we need to win, you guys probably wouldn't even see me on the internet anymore. It's gotten so goofy lately. All right. So there's several things in this box, and you will see everything that's in this box. More information on it on Locals, but I'm going to be honest with you. There's one thing in this box that's literally taking up like half of it right now that I can't show you. And it's not a firearm, whoever's watching on YouTube. It's just something else they don't like. And this box is half full of these. And it's not a firearm. One more time. Not. It is not. But it's something that I can't show. Now this here, I have 5 AC Unity, 15 round Glock 19 mags. And these were cheap. So I said, why not? These are the AC Unity. I have no idea if they're good or not, so I'm not necessarily recommending. All right. This is an unboxing and initial review. They've got the clear view window there. I guess it's going to show you rounds 11, 13, 15. It looks like probably 10 through 15 you might be able to see in there. This is your all polymer design. It's not the dual material. Now here's the thing. Now I know the answer, but I want you guys to tell me what your view is. Look at an OEM Glock mag, okay? Or clones thereof. Would you consider it a steel-lined polymer mag, or would you consider it a polymer-coated steel mag? Huh? Because Glock mags are both. They're both steel and polymer. So what do you consider it? Is it a polymer mag that's steel-lined, or is it a steel mag that is encapsulated or covered in polymer? Or did I just say the same thing twice? I don't think I did, though. I think there is a correct answer. Dale says, don't confuse me. No, think about it. What is it? Now, look, every time I show anything but a Glock, everybody out there is a Glock tard. Shout out to all the Glock tards. I'm just saying. But there better be some Glock guys that can come in here and come on. Now, it's an interesting way to look at it, though. Is it steel-lined polymer, or is it polymer-coated steel? And there is a difference, according to Glock people. But yeah, I picked up, I think 5 of these, right? Is that what I said earlier? Yeah, 5. They were very, very economical. I don't know a lot about this exact one. I have shot AC Unity mags before, and I've liked them. Both in the AK, AR, Glock. I have not shot with this exact specific model, this being the 15 rounder with the window. I think you said the same thing twice. I said you say, no, there is a right answer. There is a right answer. By weight or by volume. Now you guys are messing with me. Which one makes up more than 50%? I'm just asking all the Glock guys to come in and chime in. There really, really is actually like an actual like correct answer, right? All right, Mateo, time for you to chime in and break the tie, because I see some good discourse in here. Now, I told you earlier, and trust me, I mean it when I say it. I'm not knocking anyone that does, because there is some merits to it. All right. All right. Glocks live in my stable. Well, tell us, Mateo, what's a Glock mag? All right. Is it a steel-lined polymer mag, or is it a polymer-coated steel mag? Which one is it? Now, Scorpio, I'm having a hard time pronouncing your name. You probably haven't watched my locals live streams, because if you did, you'd know exactly how I describe those. Those are a hybrid mag, and I have talked about those a lot. Huge fan of the micro dagger mag. It's just I can't grab one and show it right now. No, hold on a minute. Wait, what's this? Hold on. What's this? Here's a 15 round micro dagger mag. And this is a hybrid. Now, this is a steel mag with a plastic polymer along the front. So you get the best of both worlds. You get that increased magazine capacity, 15 compared to the 10 in the Glock 43X. But you still get that polymer here where your mag catch interfaces. So you don't have to worry about the whole constant battle of if you buy one of the 15 round 43X mags from one of these other companies. There's another company out there in particular. But and you put in your OEM Glock, and it's an all steel mag, right? You'll get your 15 rounds, but that steel mag will start to wear out your OEM polymer mag catch. So then what do? You react and go buy a steel or aluminum or some type of metal mag catch to fend off the all steel mag. But then when you go back to your OEM Glock mags, right, which are steel lined polymer mags, there you go. Steel lined polymer mag. Then all of a sudden, your metal mag catch in the gun is wearing out. See? See the little notches in there? The magazine. So this solves that problem. You just keep the polymer mag catch in the gun because they work great. And you get the capacity of the steel with the polymer not wearing away on your mag catch. And this is a steel mag with a little polymer insert, we'll call it, in the front. Scott Mitchell's chiming in. Steel lined polymer. Oh, it's just an interesting way to think about it. And I'm not a Glock expert, so that's why I wanted you guys to have a discussion about it, because it is what it is. And there's a lot to it. Me, I'm more of a dagger guy, which I've made known many times. What's up, Major Payne? Take it easy, man. Nice to see you. Major Payne, man, he's been around the channel a long time. Scott Mitchell, too. EV3 Dale, Mateo, Richard Denny, Paul Bennett, Joe Morris. Wow. Yeah. Lots of you guys. Now, I said I probably wouldn't use the 55 grain for self-defense. That's fine. You do you. It's a great round. Many reasons to use the M193 for many things. I'm just telling you I wouldn't, but this is some defensive stuff. And this is the AAC 77 grain OTM. Now, I have no idea why or how, but this stuff is pretty cheap right now. Like, just a touch more than like FMJ stuff. I don't want to cut through the boxes. Wow, they put a lot of saran wrap around this. Maybe I'll just unwrap it this way. Now, this is made in the USA. Columbia, South Carolina. I've been there many times. It's a nice place. I've actually done couple full factory tours and literally watched this stuff getting made. And it's an impressive outfit they have there at AAC. You can see that ammo can behind me. America's Ammunition Company in this case. It also stands for Advanced Armament Corporation. But JJE Capital owns the name, so they can use it for whatever they want or both. So this is a sister company, the Palmetto State Armory. And I did buy 7 boxes of this. I wanted to buy 10. Didn't have enough money to buy 10. And the mags I bought and the other item that I can't show you on here. But I have shown it, and we'll show it on locals. So we're looking at a 77 grain open tip match. That's what OTM stands for. Velocity 2,700 foot per second. Now, first of all, the AR I choose for self-defense is an AK. Okay, that's what I use for self-defense rifles. I like ARs a lot. I own many of them, but my favorite AR is actually an AK. Now, with that said, a lot of self-defense rigs are a little bit shorter barrel. Whether it's a pistol, a braced pistol, maybe some of you like stamps and you're a stamp collector, short-barreled rifle. But here's the thing. When I say shorter barrel, I mean shorter than 20-inch barrel. 20-inch barrel is what the M193 and M855, that's what they're designed for. For the characteristics that they each perform at. You have to have a certain speed to have the fleet yaw effect occur. You have to have a certain speed, meaning barrel length, to be able to have a full enough combustion of all that propellant. And these tend to be more suited. Let's go back to the M190 355 grain, 20-inch barrel. Now, is 18-inch good enough? Maybe. Is 16-inch good enough? Maybe, but probably not. Now, good enough for what? I don't know. You decide what you want it for, what you want to do with it. Good enough for hitting dirt, it'll all hit dirt. Will it all hurt somebody? Is it all lethal? Yes. But what I mean by good enough is for it actually to achieve what it's designed to achieve. M193 is not designed to have its characteristics, its wounding characteristics, its terminal performance, right? Meaning when it hits the target, it's not designed to behave in the way in which it was made out of a 16-inch barrel. So when I say usually we're using shorter guns, I'm including 16 as a shorter length rifle. Now we get down to where a lot of people are into 14.7s. Maybe it's pinned and welded. Maybe you're into SBRs yet again. You could have a little 12.5-inch. You could have an 11.5, a 10.5-inch barrel, even going all the way down to 7-inch barrels for the AR. And even shorter than that if you literally want to go with a novelty, in my opinion. Now, I think even a 7-inch barrel is a bit of a novelty and a big bit of a stretch. And I'm kind of in the 12-inch or more camp, really, for 5.56. Is 11.5 close enough to 12? Sure. That's just in my opinion. But I wouldn't be trying to sling a little light 55 grain out of there because it's not what it's designed to do. You are not going to get those extreme velocities out of your 11.5-inch barrel. You're just not. And you're still not even going to get those velocities out of a 16-inch barrel. This ammo, you're not going to get the velocity it states out of a little 11.5-inch barrel either. However, here's the difference with an open tip match. The way it's designed to, you could say expand, or probably better yet, fragment, break apart. Okay, with part of the ammo breaking apart like shrapnel within the fluidic medium, causing just obnoxious damage, as well as a solid base, or you could call it the core or the base, retaining some of the mass to be able to prevail through for that penetration. Test it on your own. Do all your own tests. I'm not telling you this is what you should buy. I'm not telling you what you shouldn't use, but generally speaking, this stuff can act pretty well out of shorter than 20-inch barrels. I think that's a fair enough way to word it. All right. Now, open tip match. The open tip kind of is serving two functions here in a way. First of all, you look at the way that a projectile flies through the air and the way that the air is imparting up against it and the way it moves is going to have to do with its trajectory. I'm not a physics teacher. I'm probably doing a terrible job, but there are open tips or hollow points in certain cases where they put that hollow point in the tip or open tip for accuracy purposes. That's one reason. Another reason is so that fluidic medium can go into the open tip, much like the hollow point that we're talking about with the Self-Defense 9 I just showed you. Whereas with the HST 9mm, there's an open cavity called a hollow point, right? Where the fluidic medium, meaning primarily based of water, goes in there and imparts tons of force on it, forcing it to open up, flower out, if you will, with those petals, and it increases your wound cavity from here all the way up to here, like increasing your wound cavity drastically, making it cut, tear, nastiness occurs. Well, with an open tip, a little bit different. This isn't designed to flower out into a perfect petal, like we call it flowers, right? Because there's petals on a flower and it looks like a flower. This, though, the fluidic medium can start to go into this open tip. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. I'll open one up right now. And you're going to start seeing it impart, not really to expand out like a flower, but to break apart. Does that make sense? Now, some of you guys like different barrels for different things. And for you, you might want different types of ammo, but this stuff should work in long barrels as well. But again, I'm not saying this is the end all. Like, this isn't the only thing I buy either. But you can see these open tips. Now, technically, by the textbook, this is not a hollow point. if you want to call it a hollow point, because the point of it's hollow, like that's totally fine with me. I'm just trying to give you guys like correct nomenclature. This is not classified as a hollow point. You will see some offerings that do say hollow tip match. This is open tip match. So this is supposed to aid in the accuracy of that projectile in flight, the open tip. But it's also known to, again, do your own testing. Especially if you're using it for self-defense, you need to test it for yourself. But it's also aiding in the opening up of the projectile as well. How accurate is this stuff? I don't know. I really don't. For the price point, I'm not sure it could be true match grade. And when I say that, I'm not calling them liars. I'm just saying like where it's like a hand blueprinted, done by hand. Like you look, you can buy boutique ammo out there. And most open tip match starts in the mid-20s a box, just for production line stuff. This is less than half of its like nearest competitor. Don't believe me? Go check out the locals post. And by the way, it's a great chance for you guys to support the channel completely free over there within that post as well. Just saying. But far less than half of what you usually pay for a production line open tip match. Now, I'm just going to be honest. This stuff's mass produced, and I'm not taking a dig at AAC at all or any of them like that, but something that's made on an assembly line, really fast with all of the QC they have, and they have very modern ways of doing things. I still wouldn't expect this to have the accuracy. This is just in my opinion. I would not expect this to have the accuracy of if you're buying $60 a box from a very well-known, well-reputable, smaller, like hand loading type. For example, I'm not sure that people who compete and travel the country and literally are doing like long range shooting, like they're shooting at Camp Perry, for example, and people like that put their whole life into traveling and going to all these different events. I'm not sure that these guys are using this. Now, they might be, but probably not if I had to guess. However, this is for over-the-counter, off-the-shelf stuff. This is considered a match grade ammo, and it says precision right there on the box. It might have sounded like I just talked in circles. I wasn't trying to. I'm just trying to be realistic. Because this isn't a case where I'm bashing. I'm not whatever. The price point of this stuff, though, for the inherent accuracy that I believe it to have, that it should have, not from my test, though. I'm not an accuracy guy. I'm not a long-range guy. If you want, there's channels out there. I don't know if they're good or they're bad because I just don't know who's doing what nowadays. Don't really pay attention to much of these goofball YouTube channels anymore. If you want to know my honest opinion, there's some really good ones, and a lot of them are friends of mine. But besides the really good ones, a lot of them are not so good. So there may be people with good tests on this. Chuck from Alaskan Ballistics is a friend of mine, for example. I like him. I don't know if he's tested this. Maybe he has. Maybe he hasn't. I'm kind of behind on his videos, but yeah, I don't do the 500-yard shots, guys, or the 1,000 yards. It's just not my thing. I don't do it in real life, and I don't pretend that I do it for YouTube either. But the reason I bought this is for self-defense purposes. To put in my favorite AR, which my favorite AR for self-defense, it just depends on the day. It's either my Yugo M90 AK, my Yugo M85 AK, my Polish Beryl AK. Sometimes my favorite AR is PSA 556 AK. So yeah. This is going to be an exclusive product, yes. Cyclops 86. What's happening, man? I'm not discussing prices on here just because YouTube's so screwy with all their policies. But I did do a companion post on locals with more information on all of this. And I'll tell you what, man, you'll be very pleased when you go over and check it out, okay? It's in the description. And then if you guys are watching on replay, it'll be in the pinned comment there. But you'll be very, very pleased, right, Mateo? I know Mateo's bought a good bit of this stuff. Well, you guys forced me to shoot this box. I guess I'm not allowed to collect it if I open the box, right? Man, I got to shoot. I got to shoot my 1-ball and 2-ball loads too now that I open them up. I still have to figure out the origami. See, this is a little looser. It stinks when your balls are too loose. But this 1-ball load, it fits in this box. Like, I guarantee you it came out of here. right? Look at this. This is weird. You guys saw this. For whoever's just joining, like, you guys watched me. I unboxed it. Like, I literally cut the outer packaging apart. I showed you the paint that FedEx put on the box. You can see those are all lined up. Like, this is a full box. And I took this out, and now it literally, like, you can't make this stuff up. There must be a little void somewhere in there. Man, the 17 millimeter single ball. The old one-eyed Willie, some people call it. Or the two balls, the two white balls, the 15 millimeter that I showed in the other box of these. I think I'm going to go with the two white 15 millimeter balls for maximum load efficiency. Plus, there's a little shorter wad in the two ball load. That's a lot of wadding. Look at that. Look how long the wad is in this shotgun shell. And that is literally what this is called. I'm using all. Some of you guys out there are like, geez, what's this guy talking about? I'm using, this is 2A EDU. I'm using exactly correct terminologies for all of this. This is the one ball load. It shoots your wad and your one big black ball. And then the other one, that's your classic two load. It's got two balls, two white balls, and a much shorter wad. So when you shoot your two ball load, two white balls come out and a much shorter wad. But yeah. You want to try one of these pillbox, Bunker? Sounds good to me. Yeah. Have him remind me so I don't forget. But yeah, we'll definitely send you home with some of that. I want to see what Pillbox thinks of it. He's got a good place he can shoot it. Pillbox just said, "LOL, good luck getting him to remember either." Between the two of us, what's the odds either of us will remember Pillbox? No, I'll try to remember. I'll literally leave this sitting out since I can't get it in the box, right? Now, I'll send you home with a couple of them to try out for sure. For sure, man. All right. Do you guys have any more questions? I think I'm going to jump off in a minute. Make sure you tune in for my premiere that I'm going to post on this channel. It's like a live stream. I won't be live. You'll remember, Jeremy says. All right, dude. You got to remember, man, because it was between the two of us. We couldn't find a can of brake cleaner for like hours. And then there was something else we couldn't find. I don't know. There's always something. But anyways, he says he'll remember. I don't know. He says he'll remember. But no, make sure you guys stay tuned for that premiere. I'm going to post this Sunday on this channel, probably late afternoon, early evening-ish, with Michigan floor leader Brian Posthumus in the Michigan House of Representatives. I think we had a good talk. There'll be a live chat playing while it's premiering, and you guys can definitely check that out. The 2A updates were at the beginning of the of this live stream, so you guys can probably rewind it while it's still live, or go back on replay, which this will be available for replay. And I like to call all the guys that watch on replay the replay crew. You know what I mean? Because a lot of you guys, while you're out working and while you're out doing doing your thing, whether you're mopping the floor, working on your truck, typing away on your computer, whatever it is you do where you work. A lot of people listen to this in the background to pass the time. So, yeah. What's happening, Girl Carpenter? How you doing, man? I met Girl Carpenter before down in Indiana, actually. Hanging out with our friend Marksman TV. Hopefully we can get that old boy to keep doing some more videos. Right, Girl Carpenter? We'll have to get on him. We'll have to get on that Marksman TV guy. He's a good friend of mine, but Girl Carpenter, we met in real life down there in the great state of Indiana. Any other Hoosiers out there? See, Harry Grimley's working now. Some people are like, well, 2A EDU, I really like your show. And I appreciate all of you when you say that. It does mean a lot. Other people are like, I don't like so much. I'm like, that's okay. You still like a lot, though. And so you don't like, but you actually do. And then there's a third classification. They're like, dude, I don't really like, but I don't dislike, but it sure passes the time while I'm at work. So there you go. That's why we call these guys the replay crew, and I mean that very affectionately. Okay, here we go. Eric Johnson. Hold on a minute. Wow. Okay, he's a Hoosier as well. Okay, look. We've got number 1 Big Bear. Shout out to Indiana. No, it touches Michigan, guys. It touches Michigan. It's a nice place. Nice place, actually. I do like Indiana. My friend Marksman TV on YouTube, and he has a shop there in Westfield, right? Westfield, Indiana. Has anyone ever heard of it? Besides Girl Carpenter, which, like I said, we met in real life. And yeah, Chris is creating a lot of children. I'm gonna have to call Chris up. You know that? You know that, Dale? No, nice family he's got down there, though, for real. But I'm gonna have to say Chris. Chris is his name. Marksman TV on YouTube here. Friend of mine, good dude. Hung out with him down in Georgia, of all places. This last October, I'll be like, do you prefer the 1-ball load or the 2-ball load? And I'll be like, dude, I've made like 7 kids in the last like year. Like, which load do you think I? But you know, I don't know. I don't know which one he likes to use for varmint. Come on, guys, dirty minds. This is a family-friendly channel. Since he has such a large family, he needs the 2-ball load to make sure no coyote or whatever tries to come into the family nursery to attack the little ones. That's what I was getting at. Jeez, I mean, you guys knew that's what I was getting at, obviously. Right? Dale says, I have a Studebaker, South Bend. Oh, by the way, Mayor Pete, they called him. I mean, look, Indiana's a great state, and I mean it. But you guys have some real beauties down there, too. From South Bend, Indiana, remember they called him Mayor Pete? Look, they pronounce their name so many ways. Nobody knows. They can't even pronounce their own name. I pronounce his name Pete Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg is how I pronounce. They pronounce, I pronounce. But look, he's called Pete Buttigieg. He was the worst mayor of all time. Then he was transportation secretary under the former Vice President Biden. Worst ever. Like literally worse than worse. I guess he lives in Michigan now. Can you guys believe this? Pete Buttigieg. Pothole Pete, they call him. Right, Lyle Smith? Look. They come up here. Booty judge. See, they call him many things. So what's he do? He leaves Indiana, which is a great state, but I'm sorry, guys. I'm in Michigan. So I wish the best for you all in Indiana, but I got to look out for Michigan here. You guys need to take him back. You know what I mean? We're still friends, right, guys? But you get what I'm saying. Like, you guys need to take him back. He moves to Michigan. Now he's going to run for the Michigan Senate. You can't even make this up. Gary Peters retiring. And now I'm like, what happened here? Go back to South Bend. With all due respect, though. I mean, I do mean due respect, but go back. What do you... He's here. At least we could have traded you guys. Here's a quick question. What if you guys made the trade? But no, Michigan just loses. You guys can gloat. It's okay. Like I said, I really do like Indiana a lot, though. And I wish the best. But we could have at least traded. Like, if you guys were going to give us Pete Buttigieg, you guys could have had to take Gretchen Whitmer. That would have been a good trade. Think about it. We'll trade you. Let me leave on this note. Let me know. All of you Hoosiers out there. What if you made the trade? I know you got the free launch. Like, we still get Whitmer and Buttigieg. But before you knew he was leaving, if I said, I'll make you a trade, we'll take Buttigieg and you get Whitmer. What if you accepted the trade? What if you accepted the trade? That's what I want to know. What's happening, Jeffrey Harrison? Nice to see you, man. And thank you. What if they taken the trade? Let me know from people from Michigan, too. I need to know from Indiana. And let me know, all the Michiganians out there. What have you done the trade? Now, look, we just got totally screwed no matter how you look at it. We have both of them. But what have you done the deal? What if we said, we'll give you Whitmer and then we'll take Buttigieg? Am I pronouncing his name correct? I think I am. What do you think, Mateo? Well, Mateo's in Kentucky, but would you make the trade? Chime in real quick, guys. I want to know. This is important. Everyone that came for the ammo and the Michigan updates, they've already come and gone. Bunch of lightweights that already had to leave. All right, let's see. Girl Carpenter said no deal. Would you make the deal? We'll take Buck Gig, you get Whitmer. I mean, wow. See, Eric Johnson says wife and daughter are Michigan. I say Michiganian, but you can say Michigander. That's fine. Most people do say that. But gotta love Michigan, my second home. Right on, man. Yeah, my family's from Michigan. My daughter was born in Ohio, though. Born in Ohio because they had such a state-of-the-art. It's called the NICU. She was born very, very early, like 10 weeks early, weighed 2 pounds, 3 ounces. And she was born in Ohio. Like, we didn't move down to Ohio or anything. Just basically medical emergency occurred during the pregnancy, and she had to be taken out very early, much earlier than you'd like, but she's perfectly healthy. So my daughter was physically, literally born in the state of Ohio. She was in the NICU there in Toledo for 12 weeks, right? 12 weeks. So we spent a lot of time watching her in her little incubator. It's got like the black lights they put in it when they're real young like that. And you look at them. I'll give you guys a quick story. So Ohio has a very dear place in my heart, actually. Like the sports rivalries, there's that whole thing, but yeah, my daughter was born in Ohio. This exact wedding ring. Okay. I think it's like a size, I don't know, 10 or 10 and a half or something. I don't have like huge hands. Medium at best or so. There's a picture where the wedding ring, this exact one, okay. She was conceived on our wedding night. I'm literally not even joking. Where it shows it all the way over her little hand. And it's all the way up to her shoulder. Isn't that a miracle? Think about that. A baby that's born so small. In the great state of Ohio. This is where I'm heading. This is why I wanted to give Ohio a shout out. But look, your whole hand and arm all the way up where it can actually... I'm just looking at it right now. Like, I remember it. I remember it like it was yesterday, but it's like impossible to even really believe. Isn't it? Yeah. Ryan M., we can still be friends. He says, you like Ohio? Okay, gotta go. Well, I told you guys why I like Ohio, didn't I? No, you guys know what I'm talking about. Now, there's rivalries, and we can go back and forth and spar all day long. No, I just, when I say, like, no, Ohio has a special place in my heart, it's because it does. They said that hospital there in Toledo, Ohio, they say it's one of the most advanced places in the whole country and even the whole world for premature babies. I mean, every baby's a gift from God and a miracle, if you ask me. I'm not trying to say my daughter's any more special than anybody's. They're all miracles, literally. Every breath we take is a gift from God, and every little beautiful baby's a miracle. That's my opinion. For sure. Jeez, oh, Pete, look what the cat dragged in. John Crump News. What's happening, John Crump News? I was just getting ready to jump off here, but he comes in with a super chat, which I appreciate, and says, what's up, Shaggy? Man, I'm trying to have a good, clean-cut appearance to be doing videos with and hanging out with influential people and representatives and senators. So, yeah, man, I cleaned myself up nice to fight for the 2A in Lansing, right? And, of course, I own a snowplow business, and it's really cold out there a lot of nights. And the wind and salt spray. And, oh, yeah. Thank you for the super chat. What's up, John Crump? How you doing, man? Ross has hung out with her before. Ross has hung out with my baby girl. He knows. Thank you, Ross. I appreciate it, man. No, dude, like everyone's kid's a miracle, though. Like, I literally mean that. I'm just telling you why my daughter was born in Ohio. Yeah, I live really close to the border. I'm in southeastern Michigan. I'm like right on Lake Erie, for example. Ooh, Mateo says, all right, I'm off like a prom dress. Wow. Whew. Man, I remember prom. That was a long, long time ago. I don't remember much about prom, Mateo, but I remember that dress came off quick. Wow. You know what I'm saying? They say that takes off real quick. So I do know actually what you're talking about a little bit. Trenton, wow, yeah. Yeah, nice area. That's not very far at all. Is your representative Jamie Thompson, or are you one district up from her? You're really close, though, either way. What people call downriver, right? Good night, Lucky Dog 350X. Yeah, be safe, man. I'll see you soon, too. I'll see you guys on locals next week. And or I'm not sorry, next week, this Saturday. And then I'll see you guys hopefully in that premiere I'm gonna do with the Michigan House floor leader, Brian Posthumus. Hear us talking about the 2A, hopefully giving you guys a little strategy and stuff to look forward to, right? And thank you, Pillbox. No, I wasn't trying to make my daughter sound too special, and I do appreciate all of the compliments and stuff. Like, all babies are a miracle. I just literally was telling you guys, like, you know, why I give Ohio an extra big shout out. But here's the thing. It looks like nobody wanted to take the trade. I tried to see if people from Indiana and Michigan, would you make the trade, right? Would you trade Pete Buttigieg for the governor of Michigan? They call her the Big Gretch. They call all these people so many things. One couldn't even possibly keep track, but nobody wanted to make the trade. So what happens? Michigan ends up with Big Gretch and Buttigieg both. And I think they're going to run against each other for the United States Senate seat. We're literally going to see that. Jocelyn Benson, that'll be the next governor if people don't get off their you-know-what and actually do something in this state. Benson will be Jocelyn Benson. That's the Secretary of State. She'll be the next governor. And then the only debate will be, well, Gretchen. Well, I got to keep this family friendly. But when you talk about these people, it's tough. Will it be Gretchen or Pete Buttigieg will be the next United States Senator from Michigan? I don't know. That's my predictions, though. What's up, DLD After Dark? How's it going, man? Yeah, you guys are like later than late. Man, you can thank Crump for buying you enough time to even say hi. I was literally getting ready to get off, and I'm like, well, $5 will buy about 5 more minutes. I'm very fair in my pricing. 5 minutes, so $5 will get 5 more minutes of live stream. I think that's very fair. Jane Locke, yeah, man, wow, says, my first child was born 6 weeks early and spent 8 weeks in the NICU, in an incubator, yeah. He couldn't come home till he was over 5 pounds. So you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, wow. Well, and thank you for the kind words, guys. Now, when it comes to other stuff in Ohio, we'll take away some of the credit, right? We got to have these rivalries where we're all friends and we do like each other, but you got to kind of, but then you don't we got to pretend we don't like each other a little bit. We can't look like a squish, right, Mike Taylor? Pete Butter. See, they change the pronunciation of their name every day. And never ceases to amaze how many ways there is to pronounce all these names. See, Rick. Wow. See, there you go. I was looking at his name because you guys remember that Kamala. I just say Kamala. She looks like a camel. It is what it is. And I'm being very polite when I say this. She looks like a camel, literally. So old camel face comes on, and I'm like, dude, she calls herself this. I'm the first Indian senator. I'm the first black senator. Where am I? What's my name? How do I spell it? What color am I? These people are literally nuts. So after listening to this Pete, whatever, they call him Mayor Pete, after hearing his name pronounced about 10 different ways, I looked at it phonetically. It's called phonetics. Hooked on phonics worked for me. So I go through and I'm reading it and I'm like, Pete Buttigieg. So I don't know. I think that's how you pronounce, right? All right. I don't know, John Crump. It's hard to find this guy sometimes, isn't it? Now I've met him in real life. He does exist. I can prove that John Crump News and DLD After Dark do indeed exist. Now, I can't tell you much more than that about them because it's on a need-to-know basis, and you guys don't need to know. That's the reason. Yeah, Peter's retired. Never worked a day in his life. I know. I'm like, what did he even do? And they cackle. And they cackle. EV3 Dale. No, you're right. They do too. The way these people cackle, it's literally insane. I think Tony Dungy, NFL coach Dungy, he's going to be running as a Republican for the United States Senate. And in fact, I was doing the I don't even want to call it an interview because it was really just two guys talking. One that's very powerful in the state of Michigan, and the other one that happens to be the majority floor leader of the Michigan House of Representatives was talking. And as soon as we were done though doing that video that I'm going to premiere here on Sunday, like we get done and he's literally like running to the House floor. Like he spent so much time with the channel and with all of you. Within minutes, he was already down on the House floor. But as he's grabbing his suit coat, getting ready to leave, he looks down at his phone. He's like, wow, did you guys hear Tony Dungy's running for governor of Michigan, or intends to run, or whatever the exact word is. Did anyone catch that? What I just said a minute ago, by the way? Sometimes I slip little Easter eggs in on you guys. I said that video with two very powerful people in the state of Michigan. Yeah, a very powerful person in the state of Michigan, I said, and the other one's the Michigan House of Representatives majority floor leader. So some guy saw you guys at XCal and didn't want to disturb us, but knew who we were. Or maybe they were like scared and were like, I don't want these guys to like make me disappear within minutes. Maybe. I don't know, man. I wouldn't say you, I don't know. Here's how I would word this. You got Crump and DLD walking towards you. I wouldn't say they quite look mean. I'm not going to say that, but you probably wouldn't want to tangle with them either. Is that a fair way to say it? You wouldn't tangle too much. So maybe. DLD After Dark just coming in here, buying the 2 minutes that I went over. Thank you for the super chat. He says, booty fridge. Ooh. And then for no reason whatsoever, a little poop emoji on there. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it, man. John Q. Public says, evening and hello from Warren, Michigan. Well, hello. How's it going, man? DLD says maybe he saw how you shoot and didn't want to get too close, Grumpy. Ooh, wow. Ooh, that hurts. Man, you guys better be friends to be talking like that. See? Jane Lott got it. She finally got it. No, Jane had it the whole time. I was waiting to see if any of you guys knew. I just do these little corny little Easter egg type stuff just to kind of whatever. So every once in a great while. EV3 Dale says, fear me or respect me, or both. Makes no difference to me. That's a good one, and I do like them, actually. You wouldn't want to tango with them. Is that a spaghetti reference? Not exactly. I'm just saying the two of them, if they were side by side and kind of walking towards you, you probably wouldn't want to mess with them. That's all I'm saying. Like I don't know, look like they're pretty tough. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to find out. I don't know. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off here because I'm actually starving and there's snow out on the ground. So now I have to assess whether I have to go out and salt tonight or not. I look forward to seeing you guys this Saturday on censorship-free sites, and also hope to see a lot of you watching that premiere, which will have a live chat like it's a live stream on Sunday afternoon, and that should show up here on the YouTube feed if you're subscribed and have notifications turned on. If not, I'm giving you a heads up so you can check that out. And he's a big teddy bear. Still wouldn't want to mess with him, though. So it still holds true what I said. All right, good night, guys. Good to see all of you, and I will see you soon. All right, thanks for watching, and have a good one.